Y'all know I don't stretch. So if everybody asking why 84 ain't stretching, y'all know I don't stretch. Anybody pay attention to Viking football, 84 don't stretch on game day. I come back. I came out the womb, I was ready. Tell them, mama, you know I was ready. That's why you have it.
This is Jordan Ryan, buddies, the good, the bad, and the uglies. Breaking out the huddle with Adam Thielen, Hustle, DK, Metcalf, muscle strong. No more goal line fumble, rumbling in the jungle, rumble, young boy, rumble. Fuck being humble. I'm on top of the game, that's just my game, that's second to play. All God protecting my name, talking to Sims to play in the game. No pain, no gain, no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain. Well, I train the brain to strain the pain, till I'm in the Hall of Fame. Won't stop till I'm in the Hall of Fame. Oh, got some money in my pockets, man. I ain't talking pocket change, you could keep the fucking change.
Is a disgusting act, is a disgusting act, is a disgusting.
Bit up on the route, and Randy Moss, without even really being able to run, as he shoots the moon to the fans here in Green Bay.
Is a disgusting act, is a and it's unfortunate.
I was like, self-hatred probably.
Yeah, we're going. Shit's on.
I was bad too.
What day?
It was a bad day. Just put it that way. Yeah, it was a good day.
Good day.
It was a hard day, and it was not a hard day.
Not as hard as Monday, I would guess.
Last Monday?
I suppose it's last Monday now.
Because I thought maybe we were going to do a workout
What day is it today?
And then we got cut.
Today's Sunday.
You know what day it is, Robert?
It is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
I was lost too.
The 30th.
Y'all go to church this morning?
No, I didn't.
No.
This is, hey, Riley, this is live now. Don't be asking questions like that.
Did you?
What?
You know it says Charles Manson out on your table right now?
When Nelson started writing that shit up, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just put this out there," and he taped it down with one piece of tape, and I could see on the back that there was writing on it, and I was like, "Well, I guess it is what it is." And then Michael sent me a snap no more than a half hour later, because Michael doesn't miss shit on this street. And
He's just fucking.
So he sends me
a window.
Yeah, sends me a message, and he's like, "It's a video, and it's flipped over to, I think, to the Halloween podcast script." And I had circled like Charles Manson about 100 times, like, and he was like, "Charles Manson, eh?"
Dude, we talked about him on that pod. That was one of our better ones. I like that Halloween one.
Our best one
You
was,
haven't watched that one
not the
yet?
best one, where we looked the best was that, I think it was The New
I think
Beginning.
I'm gonna get caught up on all of them. This
You
summer.
fucking better, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
What
maybe
the
even
fuck
become a
is wrong
supporter of
with-
the
You're on
pod.
he keeps saying,
I have you followed and everything.
I
No,
want to
maybe
be on the pod. I hadn't even watched one.
Yeah.
I watched a few of them.
I'm just fucking.
I watched a few of them.
Some of them get a little long. Some of them get a little long, but they're good. They're good content if you really fucking want.
Yeah, if you listen and you
I think it's good shit.
care. Yeah, I mean,
Riley's probably our only one that watches everything.
because I really thought the one that we just did with Ethan was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole one though. Yeah, I will.
Because right away, Alex was
I started
like,
watching it, but it takes time. A couple drives. You
No,
know.
yeah, no, for sure.
well, no, even like right away, Alex is like, "You guys are talking about construction." I was like, "Dude, you gotta just keep listening through that. Like, I get like, yeah, if you don't know who Taylor Larson is, it maybe gets a little boring, but hang out, swipe through, get to the rest.
Get to the meat and potatoes.
There was
like a
music
fucking-
in there. There was still the sports in there. I think we still talked about the 3-on-3 tourney, and
Freaking out about that is officially a fucking go.
it's a go.
Winner take all. There's 4 teams already
Yep.
signed up. Robert, you get your ass a team.
No.
Teener, you might be on a team. Maybe number 5. I don't know. Or
I don't
you
know.
Want me on a team.
I still have no idea what's happening.
So her-
Riley still could have one team.
I have
And
played.
A-Town could still have one team, but who knows? With Devin joining now, he could potentially steal
Weezy's
Alex,
in?
but I doubt it.
Weezy's in?
What is it? Devin Vostervold? I think he's
Oh.
from Spicy.
Yeah, I don't know who he was. He just added me.
That one was.
played him.
I can tell specifically from A-Town. He played in the one.
I should text.
He was on
Weezy
Alex's
Moe.
team out in Spicer, That one
He
year
was
that
on the
they did.
softball team, Smite.
Yeah, he was on Smite's softball team on Monday.
I'm
Oh,
surprised.
shit.
Surprised.
Smite, dude.
Yeah,
Surprised
fuck
Herc
Smite
and-
is correct.
Surprised Herc hasn't gotten some people together.
Well, Herc has a team, but he's running because Herc's gonna do the beanbag tournament.
Oh, Herc's no.
No, Herc's got something else. That's Jeff.
Jeffy P.
Jeff, and I've heard a few others say
They're
they're
calling
not.
him out. He's rather be on that, but that's all right. I would too.
I would too.
Just kidding.
I'm better at bags than basketball, but if you take a look at me, you can understand why.
Take a look at me.
Do they win money for that?
Yeah, if you win.
Beanbags.
Beanbags?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think so. Me and Jared entered the one year, and me and Jared. Well, Jared would tell you it was my fault, but and I didn't play well that day. Those
So,
bags felt like a mile away, and I could not hit the fucking board to save my life.
Well, adjust.
It
like
wasn't
pitching.
good, but
It's like pitching.
It's all about
I
adjustments.
came back. I came back in
Yeah,
game two,
you
and
did.
I threw okay in the second
Yeah.
game.
Well, that's good. That's what a real athlete does. He makes adjustments.
Exactly. Doesn't matter what sport it is. Fuck yeah. Cheers to that, dude.
Yep.
I agree.
Because I can say
Adjust.
after Monday night, I had to forget that one because you guys, I didn't realize it. Nelson told me too. Like, yeah, it's gonna bring back that competitive juices. I should maybe
What are you
take
talking
this. No, slow pitch.
Beanbags or
No,
soft-
slow pitch for. And he was like, it's gonna bring back that competitive side. And then I watched a TikTok, and if you watched it, you'd probably think it's maybe funny, maybe not, but it's Mike Tyson. And he's just like, he starts talking about that, like the old boxing guy, and he was like, and he was crying, and he was like, I'm scared of that guy, though. He's like, I'm scared of him, but he's like, I miss him, and he's like, but he can't come back. He can't come back because that guy, he's just different. And he's like, he's like, all you guys are laughing, but he's like, that guy, he's like, he can't come back, and I felt that. Monday, I was like, "Oh God, this guy's back. This is football playing Fester. This is every game I've ever played." And pretty soon, and I could feel it. Like as I pitched, like I don't care. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. It is what it is. And good God, I could feel it. It all comes back to you.
Dude, I was getting.
I've never.
I
played
want to
something
win.
as
I
good
want to
as
win.
I got
It's that
win,
JB
though.
Mooney thing. It's not that like I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna win, but I 100% expect to win.
Okay.
That's just because of who I am. I expect to go out there and do what I am doing. I expect that, and when I don't,
Yeah, so that Fester has never left then. Because every game I play, I feel like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't matter if I'm playing cards or what.
I mean
win.
cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's always there, but now you put me out there on a field, and then I go nuts. It's the same way when I coached at McRae. You just fucking lose it.
Well, you go for
I
that.
get that.
What?
You
I
go
get
for
that.
ball.
I played
Yeah,
that.
and that's the guy.
Shit.
J-
The guy who
baseball.
dives. I mean, that one wasn't. I mean, as far as like A-Town's got, a huge one. Mine's not that bad. It's a little bit back here, a little bit on the roll there.
Did
Put
you
some
lay it
shit-
out for that? That was funny.
Literally, the guy who was
Yeah,
open was
gotcha.
like, because I had my glasses on, and he's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Did you break them?" And I was like, "No, fuck these things. Get them out of here."
You're broke.
I was like, "We got to keep playing." And like in that game, I knew in my head, I was like, that could have been $300 fuck up. And then I was like, whatever, we're playing. If we win, I don't care.
I get that way because when I played, even when I played JV baseball, and I mean, I came out JV my senior year, and I looked at the coach and I said, "You know I suck. I know I suck. I'm just coming out here, and I want to play, and I want to pitch a couple games.
I want to pitch.
I want to pitch, and I want to play because baseball is fun." But I remember getting so frustrated at the plate because I struck out. I remember slamming the bat down and Tanner getting on my case, and I'm like, "I'm sorry." It's just, you get frustrated. You get in that moment.
I remember me and Walshy getting into it in about fucking third grade. He called me out on a pitch way outside. Oh God, I went nuts.
As a third grader.
Yeah, dude. Go nuts. That's the thing.
Kicking dirt. Just let them have it.
I mean, I'll try to tell this story maybe as quickly as I can. But back in wrestling, David Blum always wrestled with like the heavier guys, and they always had us do situations. And me and Lucas always wrestled together. So they split us, and this time I ended up with Blum, and we had to do like cradles. So they put you in a cradle. You're already on your back, and they give you 20 seconds to get out. And somebody was like, "You're gonna have to go crazy." And it was one of those days, like, I was just fucking losing it. And Blum's trying to hold it, and Blum is literally like, "Oh, God!" And he's dying laughing, and he just lets go, and I got free, and I was like, "What?" So then, as I continued to wrestle, like, that was one of the things that they said, like, not that I ever went to my back much, but anytime I did, or anytime they were like,
crazy.
They were like, "Fester! Go crazy!
Go crazy!
Go crazy!" And it was like, all right, going crazy.
You remember this moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's always one of those.
That was always in elementary school. It was go crazy, Fester, go crazy. Because when you and Lucas came out in elementary school, you were solid, but you weren't great.
No, I sucked. I sucked.
We had a couple guys.
No, right away, when I came out 5th grade, I sucked. I didn't win a match. Right, well, because I wrestled in elementary. I lost to you, for God's sake.
Yeah, and I was not that
And then I think I lost to Robert, and then I lost to a girl in the same day. And that ended my elementary wrestling career.
Well, no, it was like 5th grade you came back out.
Yeah, no, and then I retired for like 2 or 3 years, came back in 5th grade. I played basketball, and I just wasn't good, was not going to be built for it. And then maybe Lucas is listening.
You better be.
But then Maverick Whitcomb, I remember in 5th grade, it changed it all. Maverick's like, "Oh, well, Lucas came out this year, and he's doing pretty well." And I was like, "Oh, he's doing pretty well, eh?" Time to dust off the shoes.
Yes.
And the first few nights, I remember my dad was like, "Oh boy." He's like, "This is gonna be a rough one," because Lucas whooped me senseless the first few nights. Like it was like I had never done it before. And then we got it going, but I couldn't win in a match. But me and Lucas had this conversation. We need another one, or but we had that conversation. Like when I wrestled Lucas, it was much different, and
you actually end up beating Lucas most of those times.
Technically, our live match record is 1-2 my way. 1-2. Lucas is 2-1.
Well, and I remember we taught you how to roll through a headlock.
Well, that changed the career.
Yeah, it did. Because you were just dying. You were just like right here going, "Lucas, put me in that headlock."
To end the 5th grade story, and basically what pissed me off is whatever, we went through that whole 5th grade year. I sucked. I kind of hit I hit a high point there at the end where I actually won a few. Well, then Lucas did the JC Invitational, which it's just in Wilmer. It's like a side state tournament, and we went up for team, and the team was doing really well. I can't remember. I think we were in the pool to go undefeated and be in the undefeated group, and it came down to me. And I was beating the kid, and then threw me in a headlock, and that awful sound when you hear.
Yeah, that hurts.
I was like, that was a bad one, and the team loses, and yeah, you get to go back to the hotel and hang out with everybody.
Especially when you're one of the last guys, heavier guys. And you got it on you. Oh God!
You know what? I never really felt that pressure.
That's when you gotta fucking turn on and go wild. What is it? What was the term?
Go crazy.
Go crazy.
Fuck yeah!
That's. I mean, I'll change it to UFC here, but UFC too. In your head as a man, you gotta know when you're losing a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear at least the last fucking. When they clap the fucking things together,
just go crazy.
Go crazy for the last stand in the middle.
You get
and
caught.
Boom! You got hit so good.
Yeah, because a knockout,
right?
A knockout is a loss, just like a.
Yeah, but if you're already losing, A loss is a loss.
Yeah,
You might think
and
about me.
no, and I never really felt that pressure.
Yeah, you want to be fucking brain
I will give you
damaged?
this. I never felt that pressure always being a low weight of, you know,
No, God, no, you didn't.
that and
But-
until we wrestled at the Clash, and then they did the college thing where they rotated weights.
So college wrestling, basically just to, like high school, whatever. At one point in time, they started with 103. So when you start
now you
usually.
laugh, you were 103.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you start at 103,
dynamics.
and you go through all the weights to heavy. But if you're in say a quad tournament or in a big tournament like that, whatever, in college they shift it.
Yeah.
So then no longer the heavyweight's the last guy. It'll flip to 112, and 103
Will be the
goes
last
after
guy.
heavyweight.
Yeah.
So that's how college wrestling works if you're in more than a one-team tournament, which does make it much different, but again, puts pressure on the guy who goes first.
Yeah, and
But you know what? I feel like the guy that goes first, you want to fucking set the tone and win.
Yeah.
So that's this pressure in itself, I would feel too. You don't want to have your team going down right away.
yeah,
No.
And
you
fuck
still,
that.
I still at the Clash.
It's
I
always that
remember
scapegoat.
wrestling some of those kids,
If it does,
especially because I knew
Right.
they were ranked, you know, like nationally and stuff.
Team, you got anything? Anything to add to the wrestling convo?
Fucking wrestling.
I agree.
Especially,
No, I mean,
especially
we-
wrestling.
Well, let
Talk
Robert
about
finish this.
Those ranked nationally ranked teams, and you know they're good, and we shouldn't. And technically, like on paper, we shouldn't be competing with these teams, yet we are. And it comes down to like me at the end, and all of a sudden I'm putting myself in your guys' shoes, and I'm like, it just adds another level of anxiety onto the match.
It does, because I mean, I'll end it with this, but like, it doesn't matter at any point. Like, everybody still has to do their job, but when you are the last guy
Yeah, escape.
and you're down by 5 and you need a pin and you win by a decision, you still feel like you lost.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, you went out there, maybe you wrestled a very good kid, but your team needed a pin, and
It's
You didn't
not
get
your
it.
fault.
but it's not.
your
It's
fault.
not your fault. But the person I am, you put that on.
Yeah.
I put it on myself.
And that's what I learned a lot. in that
And you
tournament.
can't hang on. That's the thing. You can't hang on that though, because like
No.
fucking Lux, we lost our last softball game. I was pissed. Fucking Smite, dude. You guys were all talking shit before the game.
I was not talking shit, but
People-
somebody said some Minecrafters.
These guys were like, yeah, Minecraft boys around the fucking dungeon.
No, A-Town said it to me after the game. I can't. Oh, he was like, Han Chi out-dueled you. I was like, what? Stop that shit right now.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I was so mad that we lost. And it's like, if you fucking continue to just fucking beat yourself up over that
Yeah.
shit, we can't lose. We're going to fucking practice. That's all we need to be pissed about. Is not fucking being prepared enough ourselves.
And yeah, and really, I mean, a
Fucking bullshit.
few more names added to the lineup maybe in the coming weeks, and
Just don't fuck up as much.
we can't. And really, the error. I mean,
Just don't fuck up as much.
yeah, the errors can't
God, you
can't
fucked up so
continue.
much.
Dude, Emily came out. She was working.
I got so embarrassed, dude.
I did too.
Oh
She
my
came-
god.
My girlfriend came out. It was like the fucking 3rd or 4th inning, and she was at work. She came out on her lunch break, sat
I made a
down.
nice play when she was like.
I looked over. She's there. Fucking 3 plays in a row. Looked like a fucking blooper.
Sorry, thank you.
Bloopers, dude. If you would just put a blooper for all year, I was the team.
Top
It would be.
Who was that? He was the top 3.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's like, honestly, I was there for like fucking 20 minutes. And it was.
That's gonna be entertaining for the crowd.
It was the most unorganized thing. It's like.
And A-Town brought it up. I mean, myself, my hitting shows as to that. I'm not going to blame my pitching at all in Game 2. But Game 2, my batting was bad. I think maybe these guys might have to be eliminated pregame.
Maybe
Because,
pregame,
I mean,
yeah.
Weird.
Like, just so
Weird.
I'll use Nelson as an example because I know he'll understand. But A-Town said it to me too, and they tell it to you in any class you've ever taken, if you've gotten a minor or whatever. One beer does mess with you, and your depth perception becomes off. And I think that's why Nelson missed that one out there. Like, he was like, "Oh, I got this one," like, and he's told me, and then he's like, "Oh, shit!" Like, there it goes. Or, like, then it's dinging off the glove.
Yeah, but then the next play, Alex is like, mine, and Nelson's like, huh,
no,
boom.
And then after Jared absolutely just blasts A-Town. That one sent me. I was so I did too. I thought he was out.
Yeah, you were like 2. And
I did get him out.
Because I looked at the guy. No, we did get an out at second, but I thought there should have been 2. So I looked at the ump and I was like 2, and he's like, "You only got 1. He didn't catch it." And I was like,
I picked that ball up off the ground and chucked it back in.
I don't think I've ever told you guys about my favorite baseball play. This is when I was in Little League. I was playing second base. You hit it right down the middle. I came over. I made a perfect fielding play behind the base. Picked it up, and my brother was playing first. And I'm like, all right, just like catch every
Robert Brett Favre's it from second
every day. I just first catch. Here's Sheldon just straight up in the air, watching it fall behind him.
Robert was classic for that at second base. Field it good, turn around, look at first base, and just it could be meter routes away. You're getting a beamer
A little bit of nerves going on there. I mean, that guy's hustling, dog. I don't know how fast he's gonna make it.
Looking like Jeter out there.
That was like I kept telling Jared. Jared's out there in the outfield, he'll feel the ball in the outfield, and then from one leg just
Run sideways.
I was like, Jared,
do it.
you're not Derek Jeter out there.
We're good.
But
we're gonna bounce back. We got this week off.
Yep, we got
Better fucking bounce
We
back,
need to.
yo.
this week off. I know.
We can golf tomorrow. That'll be fun.
I'm off tomorrow in the 21-day streak. So
What?
in the 21-day streak of work.
Oh,
You work
Between the-
21 days in a row?
Yep, it ends today.
That's pukey.
that's the tip of the cap.
That's a fuck you.
It
to work.
restarts again on Tuesday, but the school ends, and
That's for me, not him.
I couldn't be happier that the school was coming to an end. Actually, I know the last day of school is going to be extremely emotional for me. So.
Oh, no.
What's
It
the
is.
story? What's the story?
Oh,
No, I can't go too far into
We don't
it.
care.
But I will say this: the kids that I've taken care of the last few years, and I can't do that. But I can tell you, the kids that I've taken care of, I consider them like my own, and it's going to be extremely hard to leave again because when I left the first time, I worked with one kid that brought me back.
I can treat a kid like it's your own if you never have
They
one.
have really tight shirts.
Because I don't know, and it'll be much different when they're my own, probably. But I don't think so. I actually don't think so.
I hope not.
I would treat my kids the same way that I treat every single one of those kids there at that school
I
every
hope
day.
not.
You're damn right I do. I have no barrier. You treat people like human beings.
Yeah.
And
But there's
kids are
difference
allowed to have
between-
fun.
There's a
When you're in
difference
school,
between a parent and a teacher.
Slightly. But not for me. I think more teachers should teach like their parents. Teach like you're a fucking parent. Treat kids like they're human beings. Because a lot of these kids that I deal with don't have parents. So parent.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this. Exactly.
I am 100% for that.
I don't care.
Hey, no matter. You don't need to.
I'm just saying.
I ain't teaching no shit.
But you're gonna be different to your kids than you would be to
Yeah, but
your
right now the math that I do is like 1 + 1 = 2.
I bet you'd be trying to teach your kid 2 times 2 though.
My kid will probably say 1 + 1, and then put them together 11.
Together.
Well, and I think in high school there should be a level of relevance.
Exactly.
I mean, like.
I mean, that shit we're teaching. There's
No
shit we're
offense,
teaching our
if-
kids
if
that we
I
don't
was
even
teaching like my senior class with Jacob
Dude,
and like Zach
my
Besnoka
kindergartner knows Spanish.
you know,
She knows more Spanish than I know.
oh, Matthew
From
Wickham.
school.
I would grade me differently
Spanish
than
is
I would
something.
a Matthew Wickham. And
That was
learn
me elected
You know
as a
why?
upperclassman
Because
in high school.
Matthew
Hey,
Hey
Wickham.
guys,
Kindergartners.
we're having a conversation over here.
I know.
Yeah, conversation.
Matthew Wickham has shown a lack of effort, a lack of.
Robert's name dropping.
not calling.
Robert's name dropping. First time on the pod, name dropping.
Well, and
Matt Wickham, if you're listening.
and I love Matthew Wickham, and he's told me this on purpose. He knew he was gonna be in charge of his
On
own
purpose.
company.
I'm on accident.
Keep going, Robert.
He knew he was going to be in charge of his own bin company or whatever, or be a foreman at his bin company. And with small towns like us, I think you should grade students maybe on a curve a little bit.
Well, yeah,
Based
they
on
should.
where you think the students are. Because
what he's talking about.
No, he's talking about grading kids on a curve. Like, some kids may not be fucking astronauts, but their main goal is to go run Whitcomb Brothers, or I can't think of Matt's at the moment.
I work there. Shout out, Steven. What's up?
Stephen Whitcomb for sure, shout out. But it's
hats.
that's the thing. Like, when do we break that line of talking about those those things? When do we just teach you,
Fuck them then.
taxes, your paycheck, how to do basic math?
Yeah, but
How to
you
deal
still
with
get-
human
you should
beings.
still get graded the same as the small
actually,
kids.
that is a good point.
You should be no. It should be different. It should be different depending on some of the things that you at the time.
I hated school, but I don't agree with that just for the fact of.
But there's no. I don't need to do algebra.
You guys don't think
Dumb kids get good grades because they're dumb.
Right, no,
Make
No,
it
like-
selective. Make it selective.
But like for me, I wanted no intention on going to
on yours,
university.
on the student standards, make it like college.
Then
Make
you
it selective.
didn't take a language.
Make it.
No, and I
pick
should
your
like
class.
right now.
Yeah.
I want to learn Spanish now for some reason more than I ever did, and I sucked at it. But I want to learn
Did
it
you take
now.
it in high school?
I took it as a sophomore and a junior, and I.
You know, I
did
think
not
that
do
would
well.
really help the rural
You
schools
did
is
too?
to make it selective.
No, I didn't do it 2 years. I only did
What?
one. Never
Make
mind.
what selective?
Junior
Your
year.
class is
Just
selective.
saying,
They are.
I mean,
The only
most
class
of
I've
them-
ever fell
No,
asleep
way
in
more
standing.
selective.
Well, they kept saying that
Like
you need to have
taxes
a language
and
to get
business
to a 4-year
and
degree.
What, you didn't
Hey,
know
guys.
that's what it was in accounting? Yeah, you could took an accounting in high school, bro. That was a selective. Actually, it's
But
called- it's
again-
selective.
all of your selectives.
I don't think we have.
Selective. But again, I don't like. I know exactly what Robert's saying. Like somebody for myself, like yeah, everybody else has
But you
decided,
gotta
hey,
have
we're
a
going
curriculum.
here, and here, and I just think maybe it's not changing up what you all have to do, I guess, but you need to pay attention to like what kids are doing what, and you got to find a way to educate them before they leave the building, other than just saying life is hard.
Yeah, and I
Because
think
I went to graduation on Thursday, and whatever the hell that guy was talking about meant nothing. I was like, put me up there, and I'll tell you what's coming down the pipe.
Look back at high school though, and think about everything you needed to learn. You could have learned it if you
On my
wanted
own.
to.
Everything that I
If
needed
you
now, I could have
wanted-
learned on my own.
Yeah, but you
But you
could have
didn't
picked
want
it
to.
up from high school if you
My
wanted
parents
to.
could have taught me though. We didn't need to put that money
You
into
didn't wanna learn
education
it
because
then.
some of that shit my parents could have taught me. Some of the shit that mattered is really what they teach you right away. The algebras, some of the other shit that they
You're
put down your pipe doesn't matter.
Dude.
Why are you teaching me shit that don't matter?
I just like for an example, biology. I think if you're gonna go to college, biology, yes, take biology.
Or if
class.
you're interested.
Or if you're interested, make it a selective.
Dude,
but
it
I
was
just don't think
one
that
semester out of a
Anything that
4-year career. Biology. Was a one
Good about talking
4 year
about
biology,
education.
physics,
Systems broke.
algebra.
Shit up.
You
Two
talking
are
about
trade.
shit that was too hard
There's
for
too many
you?
fixes. They really have.
I'm just talking about stuff that I don't really use right now. That
I mean, I'm just saying there's got to be a curriculum.
there's got to
The
be
curriculum has to change. It's basically what we're saying.
Only
And I
for-
think each kid should be individualized. As granted as hard as it's going to be, but I think it should be individualized.
Yeah, make them.
I think it should be, and then you should be able to base.
But I
credits.
feel like kids still aren't gonna want to do it, even if.
Yeah, you got.
I
They're
know-
like, oh,
I
you
know
can
the
pick
point-
what you want, but then even when they get to pick what you want, they're gonna
If there's
slack.
still gonna be
they're gonna
crazy
slack.
class.
They're gonna slack off from there.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna make it to where you-
But a lot of them knew
Teachers are
that
gonna
that's
have
what
to
they
get
were
paid
going
better.
to do. So why?
Well, that's
A
a
lot
fact.
of kids do what they were gonna do when they were fucking in high school. Are you kidding me?
I had
You know
pretty-
what? And then
I
that's
had
when
pretty
you.
solid.
That's when life hits you. When you need to go back to school to do it again.
Yeah, and I had a pretty solid general idea that I thought I was going to go to college. It didn't work out that way, but I knew I was going to go.
See, that's what we're talking about. It's not not bound.
Yeah, it doesn't always work
No, but
that
then
way.
you have a right to do
Pursue
whatever the hell
that.
you want to pursue
Yeah.
something different. Now, I'm not saying to end.
I
all
feel like
of that
it
shit.
puts a ceiling on it, though. If it's like, oh, you
I
think
think
you're
for
gonna
the
be
high school
you
system,
think,
yes.
you think you're gonna be a fucking, you think you're gonna be a construction guy, then we'll just keep you in the welding and the whatever. But we're not
Yeah,
gonna
you can
teach you.
take 3 gyms.
Yeah.
Three gyms.
But that's why it's elective.
But then all of a sudden he realizes that he fucking hates fucking.
Well, then
he hates.
Yeah. Now, but now,
Jim
but now that's how life works. Now you got to go back and you got to learn it again.
And now you get to go to community
Oh,
college.
never mind. I
You
guess
don't
you did
like
come
it.
in here.
You learn the first semester. You gotta go back and
You
change
ain't
it.
gotta do shit. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Haru's gonna make his first appearance potentially.
What up,
dog? What a
Other than
dog.
busting out of the damn shop.
Yeah, come
You can let him walk through.
To
I
me,
guess.
that's where
I know,
community
I
college
know.
plays a solid role.
Man,
If
fuck
you maybe messed up your junior or sophomore year when you decided, hey, I want to be a welder, you learned that you hated being a welder. Well, hey, you can switch that your sophomore or your senior year, and then you can go to community college, and then to regular 4-year college. It's not like you're.
Why do you have to go to college to do what you want to do?
There you go.
Well, that's been
There
the
you
question
go.
forever. If you
So
figure that
that's
out,
a
you're a $1
question
million man.
I have been asking for fucking
You don't.
years.
You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You ain't got.
Exactly. Again, some people not like. Again, this will because I'm going to use something close to home here. But if you want to be a nurse, you have to go to school and you got to do all that shit. A lot of them, all of you should not have had to have gone through it because the job entails something different than what the school teaches you.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. I've watched nurses come out of college who are not capable of even doing what I do. They're not capable of dealing with the behavior. They're not capable of dealing with somebody one-to-one. Teach somebody that first. Because I swear to God, that will go a long ways. The medications, all of that shit. We teach, what is it, TMR, whatever it is.
Preach.
That's what they, I mean, that's what they do. Somebody just
That's
takes a
right, Riley,
2-week
that's
class and then they can pass out meds.
I just talked to Riley. and he's
Pass
cool.
out meds.
You know, I don't give him meds.
Yeah, no, and some of it comes down to common sense. Like, if you're a dumbass, you're a dumbass. And you play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yes. And the same thing is, if you don't know what you want to do, well then make a general course. You know?
That's what high school is.
High school is.
High school
It's a
is-
general course.
Boom.
It's a general course.
You know what you
All
want
I'm
to do
saying
after that?
is maybe we
14
make
to
3
18.
different paths.
High school's all well and good, but they gotta find a way to make that shit, like,
Maybe we take 3
stick or do
different.
something. Because, and I get it, 18,
Dude,
it's
there's
gonna be
fucking
really
kids
hard.
that dig it. There's kids that love high school and go for
No,
it.
and like,
You just want to be too cool to actually care what the shit you're supposed to care about. Now you're fucking pissed off about it now. So what the fuck?
well, fucking,
Well, and that's why
put
I
a
say
tail on me and label me a fucking donkey.
maybe make 3 general courses.
High school.
Exactly. That's what happens in high school. Put a tail on me. Oh, Jesus. Put a tail on me, label me a fucking donkey. Oh, God, no, it's stuck in my hair. Yep, and that's what happens when you're in high school. Then the shit sticks to you, and it's stuck with you for the rest of your fucking life.
Oh, you have no idea. Try pissing off a bunch of coaches.
Robert, before we end this thing, give us a few minutes on that. Let's just tell those stories once again.
All my
Stage is yours. Stage is Robert's to end this thing.
Well, let's see here. There's been many, and
I want the 2 biggest ones.
Hey, I want to know before we start, were they your fault or not?
No, they were 100% Robert going to do Robert thing. Continue.
I do remember a couple times in football and I worked my ass off to play football. I looked at my body and my skill set, and I said, "There's no way."
Granted, the body was different.
What
then.
your body look like?
I was a little
The body
bit
was
skinnier.
different then.
I was a little bit skinnier then. But
That was like what, Deion Sanders type shit?
I was 5 foot.
He wasn't as tall as Ted. Well, Robert, we don't need the height.
Anyways, all I wanted to do was play my senior year. Either in D-back or fullback. I said, I don't care. I just want to start and play my senior year. And throughout 50s in high school, especially that senior year, I pushed myself.
Okay, keep going.
Pushed myself. I worked my ass off, knowing that they probably wouldn't put me in there just because of my size. But still, I had to.
You had the heart.
Yeah, I had to give them the ultimatum of, what are you really looking for here? Does this shit really matter or does it not? And to me, when they didn't put me in that starting lineup, I made my decision that shit never mattered. And they were always going to put me in second place no matter what I did. And I had enough of it by my senior year. Like I said, I really wanted to start football my senior year. And they didn't do it, and so I was a little angry about it. I was a little upset, probably a lot upset, but.
Well, how did you piss off the coach? I don't know.
Yeah, Robert, we gotta get to the big moments here.
Well, I gave him a little bit of taste of their own medicine. I told the younger kids, didn't matter how much they worked.
He was just jiving in. Robert starts telling the young bucks how it's gonna go.
Didn't matter how much you worked. All that mattered was you're the right size.
And I don't even try.
And I still believe that. I
believe that as well.
It doesn't matter if you're the right size or not, or if you're working your ass off more than everybody else. It's
But
whether
what
big
happens
enough.
if your best is not as good as somebody's worst?
That's true.
Well, that happens sometimes, but
Oh, good.
Hang on. Keep going, Robert.
but
I still gotta be.
finally,
What
I think
you
it was.
working for?
I had enough by the time my senior year. The first round of the playoffs came around. And
Hold on. Let him get there.
and
We'll end it there.
we had to. What was it? We had to, or we were pouring concrete in our shed in our barn, and my dad was like, "Oh, are you gonna go to practice?" And I said, "Well, why the hell would I go to practice? I'm not gonna be involved in it anyways. Like, it doesn't matter to me at all." And I came and they were talking about how much heart matters in that practice. And I had enough of that shit. I looked at it and said, it doesn't matter how much heart you have. I gave my heart and soul to both the football and the wrestling program, 100%.
He did.
And they still ended up screwing me. And so I finally looked at the little kids and said, I hope you guys get bigger, because that's the only thing that's going to matter. And Mauer...
And then I think you said, because these coaches will never look at you.
Yeah, okay, I might have said that. the coaches might never look at you. And Maurer got pissed. Maurer started poking me in the chest. And I looked at Maurer and said, what, am I wrong? And Maurer didn't say nothing. He just kept poking me in the chest. And I finally said, enough of this. Fuck you. Fuck you all.
Dude, it was a whole parade from the game field all the way back to Robert was still doing this at the locker room doors.
Yep, I was doing this in the locker room doors. I was so mad.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, man.
100%.
I remember the stupid. They had me in the locker room in the office with the coaches, and they said, "Well, we were thinking about starting you at defensive line, but now we're going to start Roushi." And I looked at him and said, "Go ahead, start Roushi. He probably deserves it more than I do." He's kept his mouth shut this entire time, and I don't know how he has. And so, because they try to use it as such like we were gonna start you, and I'm like, not only the fuck you were, but also like I'm happy for Roushi. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Start, man.
That's what I said, and they even
It's like they wanted you to
even
get
called
mad.
my dad. They called my dad, and they said, "What is his problem?" My dad looked at them and said, "I don't know. You play for a program for 4 years, pour your heart and soul, and then not get a start ever. Let's see how you feel about it."
Call
He goes,
You're gonna get one of those.
"Yeah." Paul was firmly on my side.
All right, Robert. Before
What about another one?
hold on, no, okay. I'll explain the last one. I won't let Robert do it. Because we're gonna be here for 12 hours. But no, Roberts was a senior year state wrestling tournament. I think we were wrestling KMS for like fucking 3rd place or some
You didn't
shit.
hear the beginning of that.
All right, tell the beginning. I don't know how long the phone's got, but tell the beginning.
The beginning, it's real quick. The beginning of this is that I wrestled a kid who was not who didn't have the record that I did, and he cut down, and I ended up only majoring him, and we ended up getting turned and stuck, and there was a couple other. I mean, some guys got pinned that weren't supposed to.
But time out,
Hey,
what
we-
was your record?
I was 30 and I was like 33 and 12 or
Yeah,
33
Robert was
and
good.
10.
Robert was solid.
It's impressive.
Yeah. And so I majored this kid that I was supposed to
Robert
pin,
had 100 wins. I didn't.
and we went to the locker room after we lost that match, and freaking Amsden said,
Hey, I think we beat KMS that time, didn't we?
"Yeah, both
them.
of them." But because that was Sibley East, we lost to Sibley East.
No, I'm talking about the one.
Can we
Okay,
get out
this
of
is
the
why we
story?
said no. So this is
That was the start of a
no. So this is
Amsden told me to pull my head out of my ass, and so that pissed me off.
Okay, now what is that?
Yeah. Amsden told me to pull my head out of my ass after I only majored my kid. And so
You
that,
majored him. Pull your head out of your ass.
yeah. And so
That's ridiculous.
that was it. I was done. That was my last two matches ever.
Robert was wrestling with a black singlet. No more ACGC. It was a black singlet.
Yeah. And I ended up beating a kid 5-3 that I beat barely earlier in the year. And I just I saluted the crowd, and they were all over, not doing anything special.
I hate that, by the
special about yourself. It was just all me. I'm like, my last match, what are you gonna do? Kick me off the team? I freaking saluted the crowd with both hands. I was,
Yeah, Robert wins. Like shakes his hand, and Robert's out there. Putting the fucking belt on, and the coaches, I think all three of them were like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
Oh no!
Even the ref told me to knock it off a little bit, but I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna knock this shit off. Not after this year. Not after this year." That was the end of it. I mean, and the poor kid, he was crying. And here I was celebrating. And I'm like, do you know what? I don't even, like, yeah. I pissed part of the kid 5-2 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Fuck
crying.
Fuck
All
that
right.
kid.
All right. I think my phone's legit gonna die.
Let's give him the old Robert salutes. With one.
Salute.
Salute.
Put the fucking belt on.
Fucking fingers. Get the fingers. Hell yeah.
Deuces.
That was fun.